In this video, we're going to be looking at how to work out the upper and lower bounds of numbers. And if you haven't looked at the recent videos on rounding, go back to my channel, have a look at some of those. It will help with this video. Now, often in your exams, you are asked to find the upper and lower bound when a number has been rounded. And to understand what it means, let's have a look at Usain Bolt's 9.58 second run. It's the 100-meter world record. I think we all inherently understand that he didn't exactly run 9.58 seconds. That's how accurate our technology is. He could maybe have run 9.581243 seconds, but there's no need to be that accurate, and maybe we can't be quite as accurate as that. What they've done is they've rounded to the nearest hundredths. They've put a line here, they've seen the one, it's rounded down, and it's gone 9.58. What you are expected to do is work out what the fastest and what the slowest time is that he could have run. And that's what we're going to be exploring today. Let's look at a number, 137. And this has been rounded to the nearest whole number. What you need to do is work out the upper and lower bound, i.e. what's the largest number and what's the smallest number that I could have that still rounds to 137. To do this, it's really easy. List the number before it and the number after it. 136, 137, 138. The upper bound is exactly here. The upper bound is 137.5. And the lower bound is 136.5. It's just before it. If I think of any number between 136.5 and not including 137.5, that will all round to 137. Using set notation, I can write this. Now you do notice that 137.5 actually rounds up to 138. However, because we can't write 137.4999999 forever on our calculators, we just say that the upper bound is 137.5. Let's do another example. Let's say that I'm looking at 2.14, and this is rounded to 3 significant figures. Well, the number before it would be 2.13. We'll write 2.14 in the middle, and then 2.15 afterwards. The upper bound will just be here, halfway between 2.14 and 2.15. That's 2.145. The lower bound is exactly here. It's 2.135. So that's your lower bound, and that is your upper bound. A nice way to do it with the upper bound is to put a 5 on the end, and the lower bound is to take 1 off of the last digit and then add on a 5 as well. Let's do one final example. Let's say that I'm looking at 3.14 to the nearest 4 significant figures. Now you need to be slightly careful here because I've only given 3 significant figures. So the 4th significant figure is actually a 0, 3.140. The number above it is 3.141. And the number below it is 3.199. You need to be very... And the number below it is 3.139. Now, the upper bound is directly between these two, so that would be 3.1405. And the lower bound is directly between these two, which is 3.1395. That's the lower bound, and that's the upper bound. The upper bound, correct to 4 significant figures, would be 3.1405, and that is anything that would round to 3.14. And the lower bound is 3.1395, and that is the smallest number that would then round up to 3.14 when we are considering 4 significant figures. So there you have it. That's how you find the upper and lower bounds for numbers and when rounded to decimals as well.